Welcome back to another episode of Good Girls Didn't Get the Memo, the channel that is devoted to celebrating women who have overcome adversities. And today our guest is no exception. Our guest today has overcome many adversities and has worked her way up in the rankings in her company from a general cleaner all the way up to a claims administrator. Am I right?
Yes.
Judith, thank you so much for joining us today and for allowing our viewers to get to know you a little bit more intimately. Before we go into a hectic Q&A session, I want you to tell the viewers a little bit about yourself. So, who is Judith?
Thank you for having me. I'm Judith Kanku. I'm 29 years old, and I'm a mother of two. I'm a mother of two kids. I love my kids.
Girl and a boy.
A girl and a boy, yes.
That's always a nice combination.
Yeah, a boy and a girl. I was born here in Tembisa, but then I was raised in Matatiel, a small town in the Eastern Cape.
Okay, and were you raised by your parents?
I was raised by my grandmother,
okay,
from my mother's side.
Okay.
And then when she passed away, I think it was in September 1999, we came back to Johannesburg.
Okay.
And then we lived with our mother. She was a domestic worker. She lived in Randburg, Lake. So that's where we stayed.
And how was the adjustment moving from Tembisa to Johannesburg and moving from the comfort of your grandmother's home? Because I know grandmothers are particularly gentle with their grandchildren, and then now moving to your mom, who's obviously busy, she's constantly working. What was that like?
We were actually excited to be moving in with our mother because we had that like, okay, we're going back to Johannesburg, and Johannesburg is a nice place compared to where we were in the villages. So yeah, it was actually nice.
Okay, nice. So it was like coming to town, coming to the big city.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I met you, Judith, I met you in 2013. I think you were 23 years old at the time. And you work with the same organization as my mom. And she introduced me to you, and you were very bright-eyed, and you had so much eagerness and excitement and willingness to learn. But I had no idea. I couldn't anticipate just how much you were actually going to do, and how eager you were to change your circumstances. So you started off as a general cleaner. Prior to this job, you didn't have any work experience.
Yes.
So you came there, you were unemployed, you had no work experience. This was your first job, and then you worked your way across the rankings to become now a claims administrator. So the mindset that you must have had from a general worker to now a claims administrator is huge. It's very different. So tell us, like, how did that happen? What kind of things were you involved with? Were you reading, or did you have somebody very inspirational around you, or were you just naturally driven? How did that happen?
Because when I first started on the 1st of July 2013, I started with my duties. I worked very hard. I was determined, with determination, and with people around me being supportive. Your mother, she was very supportive to me.
Really?
She was. So when I saw her, I was like, okay, there's my second mom. Yeah, and then as life was happening, as being a general assistant, I relieved a lady who was going on maternity leave. Then I had to relieve her, and it was a high post. So I took it from there, and then I told myself that I'm not going back.
You're not going back to being a general worker
because now you're a general worker.
You're filling in for somebody who's in a higher position, and you're not position.
Okay. Before that, sorry, I forgot this.
No.
Okay. Okay. Before that, before being okay, I was a general assistant from the 1st of July 2013, and then June 2016, I got a receptionist post.
Okay.
So I was appointed as a receptionist after 3 years working for them, and I was so excited. I was like, okay, I'm going to grab this opportunity with both hands.
Yeah, that's a great initiative, and I know many companies are doing that.
I was like, I'm not letting go. Okay, from now going forward, I need to learn. I need to give it all. So I relieved this lady who was going on maternity leave.
So was this lady the receptionist, or this is another position?
No, it's another position.
A high rank?
Yeah, a high rank. So I relieved her, and then she went off to, she was off. And then I took him. And then 4 months down the line, I was like, I'm not going back to being a receptionist. No.
I love
not
it.
going back.
You're like, I'm on a mission now. What else can I conquer in consort?
I'm not going back there. And then like, before the lady came back, there was another young lady carrying life. And then I had to relieve her too. And then that was in accounts department.
So that required you, that was a higher position and you needed to
position,
learn obviously
yeah.
more. Okay.
I was like, okay, let me give it a try. Then boom, down the line. From renewals, and then I went to accounts department.
Wow.
To relieve that lady. So I went there, I worked there for, and then time went by, and then because I was eager to learn, because I'm very determined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I give my best in everything that I do. I always make sure that I leave a mark.
Yes.
So, because I've always wanted to be a claims administrator.
So when did you
When I
realize
s-
that? Was that from the time you started? You were
Yeah,
like,
from
this-
when I started.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So that was your goal actually.
that was my goal. Because I would always picture myself as I'm busy cleaning there. I would always picture myself sitting there in claims department, having
Your
my
own desk, your own
my
PC.
own office. And I would be like, God, when will I ever have this?
Oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and every time I'm like dusting and then wiping people's degrees, and I'd be like, God,
When am I gonna get mine?
when am I getting mine? So I was like, okay, I need to study. And I was like, you know what, I'll give my best.
And did the company support your study?
They did, yeah, and they still are. Yeah,
That's great.
because I'm like, okay, the sky is the limit.
Of course.
Yeah. So things went by, and then time went by, and then this post came up, claims administrator.
When was this? Which year?
That was in 2000 and, this is 2020.
16?
This is
18.
2018. Yeah. No, not 18. 2019. Because I was moving all around the department.
Okay, so this is a very new
Yeah.
position that you're in now.
Because I started there in 2019, the 1st of July.
Alright.
Yeah. So I was moving all around the departments in the company. So I actually know everything within the organization,
Wow.
department to department.
So they better watch out because
Yeah.
soon you'll be CEO. and they'll be up
They
the
better,
top.
yeah.
Well, I think it's so important what you said. I know she's my mom, so I'm not being biased, but I think she does have a nurturing aspect to her, and she does push people, and she even in our household. So it's good to have somebody like that who's constantly motivating you. There are no limits, and I'm so glad that you actually took on that advice and that you are so eager. I mean, you guys obviously make a great combination because with every opportunity that she presented, you were like, I'm going in there, I'm hungry, I'm taking over. And I think having a willingness and an eagerness to learn can only get you further and higher up the ranks. So now you're currently claims administrator. I know that was your goal a few years ago, but you know how it goes with goals. Once you've achieved it, you want more, you want bigger. So what's the next step?
The next step is being an underwriter.
So Consort is actually an underwriting organization. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah.
Consort Technical Underwriters. Yeah, that's the slogan. So you're planning on getting to the highest possible position?
To the highest, yeah. As they say, sky's the limit.
Wow, I think that's amazing, Judith.
Yeah.
And judging by the way that you've progressed so far, I think there's nothing that can stand in your way. And obviously there were other things happening in your life while you were doing so well in the company. And one of those things was that in 2016 you got your driver's.
Yes.
And shortly after that you bought a car.
Yes.
That's amazing, I must say congratulations.
Thank
But
you.
you know how people are kokasi.
Eish.
You know, they don't really want you to flourish, they don't really want you to do big things. They want you to put into a box. And so did you get any lashback? Did you experience any jealousy within your community, or were people happy for you? Did they look up to you as somebody who they could aspire to be like?
People talk. I mean, whether you're doing good or bad, they always talk.
Yeah.
So, and some were happy, some were jealous. So that's what it is. So I just didn't care.
And what do you think? What would you like to say to other girls and other young people who come from previously disadvantaged backgrounds, because it's quite difficult when you don't have examples around you, like when your parents are not doing as well. You're probably the one that's going to break the generational curse. You're the one that's probably going to mend black tax for your entire family. What do you want to say to other girls who have the same fears or who have the same dreams? Give them a word of inspiration as to how they can break away from a very bad sort of generational curse and live their dreams.
I would say to them, they shouldn't give up. I mean, there are mistakes. I mean, your mistake is not as bad as you think. So never give up. No matter how bad or tough the situation is, just don't give up.
And I think you're not lazy. I think one thing about our youth, there tends to be a bit of laziness, a little bit of entitlement. But if you want to achieve great things, you have to abandon laziness. I think I'm a little lazy. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. But it's only the things that I've worked hard at that I can look back at now and be like, wow, I mean, that's really something to be proud of. What is one thing that you used to believe in that you don't believe in anymore?
That I'm shy. Which is, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not shy. It's just that
it's
lacking of knowledge.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, there's a famous mentor that I follow. His name is Bob Proctor, and he says the opposite of knowledge, or the opposite of ignorance, is knowledge. So if you want to overcome something, you don't have to go out and do anything crazy other than just inform yourself around that situation. If you think you're shy, go out and test it. Acquire the knowledge, educate yourself, and discover that none of us are actually fundamentally shy. It's just something that's been passed down from our parents or our aunts, or, it's a paradigm that's been passed down. And I can definitely tell that you're not shy at all. You've done very well in this interview. So thank you so much for chatting to us, Judith. Are there any last words that you want to say? Anything that you want to declare to the universe? What can we expect for Judith in 2021? So she's going to be an underwriter.
Watch out.
Watch out for Judith, the underwriter. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for chatting to us, Judith. It's lovely. Your story is really, really, really inspirational. And I hope you know that, and I hope you share it with as many people as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Good Girls Didn't Get the Memo. Please subscribe, keep subscribing, and we promise to give you more content